I know that you have a very balanced view, and I appreciate that on this particular show. Many questions are being asked about the ED, as we know, but you have been able to take a holistic view. So I'm asking you a very specific question. Has the story after the Supreme Court's order moved on from just being an allegation to a more quantitative, perhaps directed accusation? It's moved beyond the substantive nature of what many people had said this case was, to a more, as I said, matter of 338 crores, pointed transaction.
Good evening, Rahul. You're absolutely right. I think people have finally realized that the charges are very serious, that this is none other than the Supreme Court denying the bail. And, people have been over the past many years criticizing the Supreme Court, sometimes rationally, logically, sometimes justifiably so. In this case, there are two issues. One, people forget that while, yes, the conviction rate of ED overall, as the data goes, is 0.5%, but in the PMLA cases, which this is one, the conviction rate is very high. So that goes against Mr. Sisodia to begin with. Secondly, I think personally, although of course the man is innocent until proven guilty, that the Supreme Court has also denied bail. In my opinion, I think this is an open and shut case. As I see it, there are two issues here, and let me delve into them one by one because both are very important. Number one, the issue of Mr. Sisodia, or specifically the alleged corruption and mismanagement because of the liquor policy under the watchful gaze of Mr. Manish Sisodia and Sanjay Singh, and can I also say under the watchful gaze of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, because if you accuse the Congress of committing the Bofors scam and Quattrochi being responsible, how is it possible that Mr. Rajiv Gandhi did not know anything about it? So anyway, let me give you the facts, just the facts on the charges relating to the excise policy that, by the way, our government suddenly reversed. Supreme Court order clearly mentions there was conspiracy on drafting new excise policy. It was meant to help those who gave kickbacks and bribes. Why would Supreme Court say this? On its own whims and fancies? It also said there is offense under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. It is made out, supported by material evidence. Now that material evidence obviously was supplied by the ED. VAT was reduced to 1%. Why? 7% excess commission was given, amounting to 338 crore loss to the exchequer. Why? AAP forced a company to give up its 20% market share in favor of another company. Why? Rahul, there is also prima facie violations of GNNCD Act 1991, Transaction of Business Rules 1993, Delhi Excise Act 2009, and Delhi Excise Rules 2010. Worse, there was financial quid pro quo at the top political level wherein major decisions in violation of the statutory provisions were taken. There were also, and I quote here, quote, deliberate and gross procedural lapses to provide post-tender undue benefits to liquor licensees. Number two, is it not a fact that the person who is now singing like a canary is the approver and was a close friend and confidant of Mr. Manish Sisodia? This is not Amit Shah or Narendra Modi, publishing all these charges and alleging all the corruption. Number two, and this is important, for all those who are saying that this is ED, I want to ask a simple question. Did Aam Aadmi Party not arrest a Congress MLA 3 weeks ago on a case that the Supreme Court had itself squashed? And the Congress MLA was arrested based on investigations carried out by the same ED. There, AAP said, let law take its course. So, Aam Aadmi Party is that Alcatraz from where logic managed to escape and swim to the safety in the dead of the night.
I'm so glad, Dr. Ranganathan, that you actually brought up the last point. You see, there are 2 points where no one can take offense what Dr. Ranganathan has said, because there are absolute facts. Others you could say are, claims that have been made by this approver or that approver. Fine, you can say that, look, the guy was arm twisted or whatever. But there are 2 absolute truths here. Number one, that 338 crores were the gross profits that accrued to some private entities. That money could have been saved, because how was it made, viewers? By increasing the excise fees. Can you imagine? From 5 to 12%. That margin could have been given to someone like Dr. Raman. If he was someone who liked old monk or whatever, or other panelists here who might want to have a drink, why wouldn't you want to drink cheaper than actually at 7, 8, 9% markups? Think about it, viewers. The aim of every policy at the end of the day is to benefit the consumer, the Aam Aadmi, not really the people who are producing the liquor, distributing the liquor, and then, anyhow, that's one point.